Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the iPhone 14. I know this one is a controversial phone. A lot of people have been saying it looks the same as the 13. It's the same. Today guys, we're going to debunk the myth. We're going to take a closer look at it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to open it. And we're going to jump right into it. As I get a notification from Discord. Nice. Guys, iPhone 14, we're taking a closer look at it today. Right off the bat, I have to admit guys, I think a lot of you are going to be saying, oh, is it different than the 13? Having had the 13 in my hands, I had the 13 mini, I had it on the channel, I had reviewed it. Now I'm having this one in my hands, and right off the bat, just from the feel of it, it feels... Before we continue with the video, I would like to take a second to thank today's sponsor, HDCOM. So if you're looking for a new phone or you're looking for something such as an Apple Watch and you're located within the northern area, more specifically in Canada, check out HDCOM for the latest deals and plans on the hottest new arrivals. You're going to be able to find everything from the iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14, Apple Watches, and much more. So once again, I want to thank HDCOM for sponsoring the video. With all that being said, let's get right back into the video. Very similar. It's about the same thing. The color is beautiful. Like this light blue is absolutely fantastic. I think it's awesome. It looks really good. So yeah guys, as I'm setting up the phone here, we're gonna take a closer look at the details from the iPhone 14. For the most part guys, I really hate to say this, but I think I'm gonna have to be honest and say physically on the actual phone, I have a hard time seeing a difference. I am looking here at the top. The notch is still there. It's the same one as the iPhone 13. Looks about the same size. So yeah, for the most part, looking at the notch at the top, it looks very similar to the one on the 13. It has the same design, same everything. Now I'm also looking at the speaker cutout for where you're listening to calls. So whenever you're taking calls, there's obviously audio coming from the top of the phone. That's why when you put the phone at the top of your ear, there's audio coming out. There's a mini speaker cutout there. It looks the exact same as on the 13. For the most part, the shape, the size, the phone, about the same. Really, almost identical to the 13. Now, for the most part, I think a lot of people were kind of expecting the 14 to be somewhat similar. I have to admit though, this color is a huge seller for this phone. It is absolutely impeccable. It's really nice. Like, take a closer look, guys. I'm gonna have some close-up shots as well. The 14 blue looks really nice. I already have so many fingerprints on this. But yeah, looking at the design, we have a glass back here, so you can see this is very nice and glossy and shiny. Actually, if we compare it to the iPhone 14 Pro here that I have in my hands, you guys can tell this one is matte, this one is glossy, different finishes. Now, naturally, this time around, I feel like the difference between these two phones is becoming more and more significant. And you're looking at 14 Pro is very premium flagship phone, and then the 14 has kind of like a recycled body, recycled shape, looks about the same as the 13. Still a very powerful machine nevertheless. So talking a little bit about the 14 and the new upgrades and pretty much what you can look forward to in this phone if you're looking into buying it. So essentially what you're looking at is you're looking at a autofocus feature. Now when you're taking selfies with the front facing camera, you're gonna have an autofocus feature. Obviously you're gonna also find that on the 14 Pro, so that's gonna be something that you can look forward to. You're gonna be looking at a better battery life on this phone. Obviously the 14 Pro also has a better battery life. Usually Apple really tends to focus on creating better batteries for their phones. Every year whenever they have a new phone, obviously people want to have a better battery, so when they're using their phones, it's just more convenient to have a better battery. Obviously if you're gonna bring a new phone and you're not gonna upgrade the battery, then what's the point really? For the most part, the chip inside. So I think this is a question of some people may be having. You're looking at A15 Bionic chip, but you're not looking just at any A15 Bionic chip. I know you're gonna say, but the last iPhone, the iPhone 13, had an A15 as well. The iPhone 14 Pro has an A16 Bionic chip, so it has its own dedicated new flagship chip. but this one still has the A15 Bionic chip. The only difference here is that you're looking at the iPhone 13 Pro's A15 Bionic chip. So there was a difference between the 13 and 13 Pro. The 13 Pro had a A15 Bionic chip with a little bit more cores of CPU. So I think you were looking at 6 cores of CPU. And now you're going to be finding that exact same chip into these phones. So you're going to be getting an overall better performance and just an overall spec upgrade. It's not big. It's kind of minimal, but for the most part, it's still going to give you guys a good overall perspective on, you know, the overall performance of this new phone. Now, moving on to some other features that you can find into the 14. You're looking at the new SOS emergency call. So we already had emergency calls with iPhones in the past, but now you're looking at a connectivity via SOS satellites, which is going to be very convenient. Say you're stranded in a desert, say you're going out, I don't know, hiking in a very, very far away place. I don't know, maybe you're into those extreme sports and you have the new phones on you and you get lost, and unfortunately you're in a situation where you might be in danger. Fear not, the new SOS satellite is going to be able to provide you that kind of reassurance. You're going to be able to contact emergency services via the satellite. So that's a pretty important feature. I think that's very good. Also, you're looking at crash detection. So with the 14 and the 14 Pro, if ever, God forbid, you were to get in a situation where you were in a crash, your car flips over or whatever, there's a sensor inside that's going to detect the fact that you're in a crash, and it's going to call emergency services for you. If you are unable to do that, sorry, I confused my words there, but if you are unable to do so, the phone should be able to take care of you on that aspect. And yeah, for the most part, I think that's pretty much all the new features for the iPhone 14. For the most part, guys, it's very, very similar to the iPhone 13. As a final touch on the 14 for this video, is it worth the upgrade? Guys, for the most part, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. So if you have the 13 right now in your hands, for example, if you have the 13 mini and you want to upgrade to the 14 or 14 plus that will be coming along in a month's time, around a month, in like 3 weeks from now, on October 7th to be more precise. If you're looking into getting the 14 plus and you're upgrading from, like, say, the 13 mini or anything under, maybe the upgrade is worth it. But for the most part, if you have the regular 13 with the 6.1-inch display and you want to upgrade just to the regular 14 with the 6.1, guys, you're not going to be getting much of an upgrade. It's about the same thing, and I hate to say it, but it's very, very minimal. Changes are about the same. You basically have the same chip as last year, but you're getting the one from the 13 Pro, so better performance there. Same display, same refresh rate, a bit of differences when it comes to the SOS emergency satellite. And honestly, I gotta admit, guys, the biggest selling point for this phone is this beautiful, beautiful color. It's honestly awesome. I love this blue. It's really, really nice. I think a lot of people are gonna vibe with this blue, but is that enough for you to buy a phone? Just the color? Like, I don't know. I was expecting for them to bring some newer features. Now, sure, you're getting a plus size. I guess for some people it's gonna be nice to have the 14 plus. We're gonna have it here on the channel anyway, so whenever that comes out, guys, we're gonna be taking a closer look. We're gonna review it. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think of the 14 plus. The 14 plus, I'm already ahead. Yeah, let me know, guys, what you think of the regular 14 in this new blue colorway. Colorway is A1. Honestly, really good. And yeah, for the most part, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. Are you picking any of these up, whether it's gonna be the 14 or the brand new 14 Pro? Let me know what you guys think of these new phones in the comment section down below. As always, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and if you've enjoyed, share this video with your friends. And as always, guys, you know what it is. I will be wishing you the best of luck in everything you do. And until next time, deuces. It's a cute phone. Like, it's a nice, beautiful phone. But, I mean, if you're going from, like, I don't know, maybe, like, iPhone... I guess the only time this phone would be worth it is if you're going from, like, the iPhone 10 to the 14. But if not, man, sick color, though. The blue is nice.